Hello, everyone. This is the Artist and the Thinker podcast. I am the artist, L Sweets.
And I am Terrence B, the thinker.
And as you can see, I am dressed very festy, steampunk to be exact. And as you know, Halloween is around the corner. But this isn't about Halloween. This is about what happens the day after, which is November the 1st. And whether people choose to believe it or not, it's been made very clear with numerous states that they will not be releasing any SNAP benefits. They won't be releasing any SNAP benefits, food stamps, EBT, whatever you want to call it, for the month of November. And there's a lot of things to dissect from this. A lot of people think that this is just because of the government shutdown. And then you have to kind of look at why is the government shutdown currently happening, and people believing that it's the Democrats that's holding this thing up, not knowing that it's basically Republicans trying to figure out little slick ways to get behind not having to release the Epstein files. But I digress. This is about SNAP benefits. And we are about to see something that we might not have seen before. And when it comes to November being a month that has a huge holiday, being Thanksgiving, not saying that we all are supposed to stuff our bellies with food in a gluttony way, but when
Big
you think about
buckets.
all the people who benefit, well, let me not say benefit, all the people who depend on SNAP benefits, you would be very surprised with the data and the numbers, as well as you'd be surprised how many stores profit from the money that's received from SNAP. Now, a lot of people think that a whole bunch of people of color, all different shades, and illegal immigrants are the ones who are benefiting from SNAP benefits, when in all actuality, the highest percent of recipients are people who identify as white. So
Right, right.
it's not to make it a color thing whatsoever, but there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be hungry. There are going to be a lot of senior citizens, homeless, retired veterans who are not going to receive anything, something they depend on. There are going to be hungry children. You have people who are glorifying in it, thinking, oh, now you got to get out and work, and not know some of the circumstances of many people who benefit from it. And you'd be very surprised to find out people in your own neighborhood, at your jobs, in your community who are getting this assistance. And this is only the beginning. Just imagine all the people who are currently losing and will be losing health care.
Mm.
We have groceries going up sky high every single day, double the price than what it was in 2014, 2016, 2018, all the years you doesn't matter what president you want to put it on. We have seen it go up, up, and up. Now, there are a lot of questions that can be posed in this. One of my biggest ones is what's going to happen when these grocery stores are not, because they're already grocery stores are already feeling what greed can get you with some of the high prices that people have to deal with now. Just wait when they lose money that they receive from SNAP benefits. What are these grocery stores going to do? Are they going to try to lower prices? Are they going to try to sell expired things? Are they even gonna jack up the prices even more to try to make up for their losses? There's so many questions that can just be, asked in just that bubble of it. But I'm gonna stop talking for a second, and I'm gonna let you speak, Terrence.
All right. I'm taking a break from cutting up greens because your boy does cook. Um, I was cutting collard greens. Um, you want to know something sweet that came across my head that really I was talking to you earlier about is
Mhm.
that us, the people that actually think in this world, we gave too high of a benefit that a lot of us are thinkers.
Mm.
We gave the benefit of the doubt to too many people as thinkers. And what I mean by that is that we assumed that a lot of us would be responsible thinkers and would think for
Mhm.
ourselves. We
Mhm.
gave it out way too much to too many people because everything leading up to the current position that we're in now, where this is even a debate,
That counts.
that even this is a debate that we have to like really get to this point where people have to literally take into consideration that we have to really take into consideration how we're going to feed our family. And it's sad because we gave too much of a benefit of the doubt that people wouldn't be this dumb to vote or follow or even vote on something this stupid. We gave too much of a benefit of that people would think and be smart. And the sad thing is, people that are in the same boat as us have the nerve to point fingers at the same people in the same boat and say, "Now look at you, ha ha ha! Now you have to get out here and work and all of this stuff." Hey, bro, you were in the same boat as us. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know people's circumstances. You don't know people's things that they're dealing with. You don't know how people even got on these benefits. And for the
Mhm.
record, let's just give a little history about these benefits. It wasn't until a white woman in 1990, like it was a white woman, the first one to apply for benefits, these type of benefits, EBT, stamps, and all of that stuff. And even given that, black people still couldn't apply for it. Poor black people still couldn't apply for EBT, stamps, and SNAP benefits. It wasn't until 1964 where the act had to be put in place for us to even get access to those benefits.
I think a lot of people forget this goes back to the welfare system in a whole.
Mm-hmm.
This goes back to the Voting Act. A lot of things that were passed to benefit white women.
Right.
And because some white women are not aware of that.
They don't.
Now, when it comes to illegal immigrants, that's always the one that gets me. No illegal immigrant, unless they are pretending, which is not a lot of them pretending to be someone else, are benefiting from any public assistance. That's the biggest lie that has been told. But when you mention something like how we underestimated, I didn't underestimate, because when we let the current regime, as I like to call it, into office the first time, that's what showed us how intelligent some people were. To think that that was the type of person who needed to be running for president or even be in office.
Right.
No, there are some people who are triple Trumpers, meaning they voted 3 times. And most of the people who they say are triple Trumpers are people who do not benefit for any tax break that he has, any kind of benefits that he wants for the quote unquote American people. And it's crazy because these people will continue to do it because they want anything but a black person, but an Asian person, but a native,
Mhm.
anything, they're willing to screw themselves over. And what's crazy is, and I had a talk with one of our coworkers, the little redheaded lady, and she said, it's wild, being teachers, about how people don't realize that, honey, the only people that this current administration cares for is people who can write $100,000 check for a dinner party. Most of the people who are so crazy for him, mag loving folks, can't write $100 check right now, let alone $100,000.
Right.
So I mean, I am blessed that I am not a person who has to look for public assistance when it comes to how I feed my family. But my heart goes out to all of those who don't know how they're going to get another meal. They are trying to stretch every ounce of money they have to feed their family. Like, do we really think that we had the program set for all these years so a whole bunch of people who didn't need it was going to just thrive off of it? Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people who
Who hustle? Hustle.
do some scamming, but you know
Yeah.
what the high percentage of those folks doing that scamming? They identify as white.
What people?
And like I said, it's never my goal to make anything a race thing. It's never my intention, but that's not me. But unfortunately, the people who are so happy for what's going on has made it a race thing, when the race that you put me in, or the category you put me in as a woman, as a black woman, ain't y'all real people you got to smoke with. It's people that look like you.
You.
And it's sad, but then don't let me not, because you got some coons, you got some foolish folk who look like me and look like other people who identify with color. I identify with black, but you know what I mean. That are still with the get down, and these people hate your people. That
Hmm.
you, honey. The reality is, you listen to the crazy rhetoric. That if we were to go back, not to just the Jim Crow days, but if we went back to the days of slavery, that none of us, I mean, anybody of color, would even be a house, you know what?
Yep.
They would have just poor white folks working in the house. So people better be careful what y'all wish for. Y'all wanted a dictator, y'all gonna get one. As a matter of fact, you got him. He out here destroying
I ain't claiming
everything.
that. I ain't claiming that him a dictator because this dude's not smart enough to be a dictator.
That doesn't mean anything. That does not mean anything. All dictators aren't smart. So
Huh?
him operating a dictator, yes, that's what he wants. Now, when it comes to how this thing's will play out, it can only get worse. Or when that pendulum swings back, it swings back so hard that you don't even see it coming. And I mean, it's a mess.
It's a shame,
Um,
really.
because it's like it's only funny for but so long. It never was funny to me. A lot of the current things that are happening, a lot of things that will be happening in the course of a couple of weeks are truly going to be um life changing for a lot of people. A lot of people. And I don't know. I
And
still am a person to say, and I will continue to say, that call is going to come from in the house.
yeah, and
It's
you
going to
want to
come.
know what's sad about a lot of this stuff is that it's not just the people that byproducts that's going to affect. It's going to affect the actual businesses. It's going to
Mhm.
affect the actual businesses. And it's crazy that businesses don't see how severe this is going to affect them. You get what I'm saying? Is that
Mhm.
you're blinded by so much gluttonous and greediness, you don't even see how this is going to impact your business as a whole. Because now you have to take into consideration how much of a hit you're going to take on the 1st and 15th of November, and then you have to take into consideration how people's mentality is like, I'm not going to let my family starve. And don't get me wrong, a lot of businesses have a budget for people that, like, thief, steal, and stuff like that. Now you got to times that by 4 or 5. Because people be like, I'd be darned if I'm going to let my family starve because of the dumb decisions that they want to make in this administration, to the point where you have a lot of, I've heard rumors of Walmart saying you can only do online orders. You can't even come in the store. How you going to stop people from coming in the store and your establishment to get food for their family? How you going to do that? How is that going to work out? I know it's going to work out in some states, but in a lot of states, they ain't going for that. You still got 50 more states to think about. You still got 50 states in total to think about. You may be able to pull that in some states, but other states, that ain't going to work.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, my mom was telling me about it, that Walmart is putting a restriction on, like, you can only do online orders and they won't even let you in the store.
I ain't heard that. At least not around these parts. But we live in
And
different
I'm
areas.
sitting there like, how can you do that in certain? I was like, in certain states. I'm not saying that it's this state, but in other states, they're just like, you can only do online orders. Matter of fact, they ain't gonna even let you in the store. How's that gonna work out when you actually have people that got to feed their families? And the thing that annoys me about all of this is that y'all asked for this. You genuinely voted for this. And the stupid thing about a lot of people is that you have the nerve. You're in the same boat as us to point fingers like, ha, 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 ha. Now you got to go out here and work. You don't know people's circumstances. You don't know what people are going through for you to even put that out there. And the thing, Sweets, you was online and you was talking about this woman that was eating some burnt toast and peanut butter,
Mhm.
talking trash, and I was sitting there looking like, do you not know you in the same boat? Because you clearly eat burnt toast and peanut butter.
It's hatred. I mean, and that this is what people's hatred you get them. When it's all said and done, this is example of what people hatred for others, that they're willing to stab themselves in the back, knowing that that knife is going to kill them too.
Cut your nose to spite your face.
So, am I surprised? Oh, you don't listen to yourself. Right? But yes, I'm very careful.
I'm like, you savage for this.
Oh yes, not everyone. I mean, we've kind of talked about that before. When it comes to what is what and we really want. But let me not put that hat on. I currently keep the one I have on. Um, So yes, you have people who are rejoicing. Now I know someone who receives lots of money in food stamps, as they call it. I
Yeah.
mean, crosses the $1,000 mark
Mhm.
and identifies as white and voted for good old orange man.
The orange guy.
So when like I'll tell you, I even heard somebody say something like, yeah, I'm so glad they couldn't. Look, this is what their first story was. I'm so glad they're over here cutting finding all that hidden money that was in all of these programs. Remember when Elon was chopping them programs?
Uh-huh.
And I'm here like, you don't realize what was being gutted. Like, it's just when people try to justify some of the things that's happened with the current administration is wild. When you actually look at the numbers, like actually look at statistics of illegal immigrants that have committed crimes, that is not the number you need to be worried about.
It's not.
When we live in a country that having mass shootings is just like a normal thing every day. We hear it so much every single day. But y'all worried about the little janitor lady who haven't got her papers yet. And how y'all feel like she is benefiting off the system and she not. She might and can work a regular job and not receive any of the social security benefits, any of the stuff from it. So just it's
It
sad.
is very.
You think that um this is gonna be an eye opener. It's either two things that's gonna happen. You're gonna have people because of their lack of knowledge who will still find a way to blame Democrats and say it's the left. Or you will have a lot of them open their eyes and be like, hey, wait, all right, wait a minute, benefit me. And then here's the thing. Y'all know y'all love his executive orders. You don't hear him trying to say his executive order for any of this and that because he can't. There's so many things that I just sometimes I have to make a slight smirk or a little laugh because it's like I just can't believe this is the reality that we're living in, and you have people who think this is okay. Like this is not a normal presidency. This is not like when we had Bush. Makes Bush look like a dream come true. Both senior and junior. And I mean, we were kids
Yeah.
when Bush Jr. was in when he was president. But people used to not like, some of the things he did, but he didn't say, do, and try to destroy our country. Like, those farmers in was it Nebraska? How they're suffering now.
Hmm.
Suffering. Like, we are losing. So like we don't like people don't understand trade. They don't understand tariffs. They don't understand how all of these things he's doing is isolating our country.
Yep. And for the record, we pay for 55% of the tariffs currently.
Yeah. And then when it comes to, you want certain groups of people to get violent and they not happening. That's why what I said before, when ish hits the fan, that person not gonna look like me. That person's not gonna look like you, Terrence. That person is not gonna be an immigrant. That person is not going to be any person of color. They're someone who looks and identifies with the same core values as their dictator.
Mm-hmm.
When chaos really ensued, those same people, that same group of people that was running rampant on January 6th are going to be the ones. Like, I'm never going to forget. It was an AI generated thing of that darn White House getting that darn ballroom. It said not the White House being darn, but that darn ballroom, which I don't want to get started on when it comes to the history that was just destroyed when it comes to the East Wing.
Mm-hmm.
But the video is basically them having this grand, exquisite, elaborate party in the ballroom. Just dancing around, having a good old time, filling their bellies with the best of the best, drinking the finest of the fine. And mob of people who go to burn it down wear red hats because they will be the ones who will be suffering the most. Like, they think we're suffering. And especially if you want to really just let's just take a look, hone in on black people. We have built the country up. We have been called lazy. We have been called stupid. We have been called ghetto. We have been called all different types of names and things. But when you look at the color of the folks who have built this place, have created so many things that benefit this place, it is us. When you even look into how people who have lost everything came over with nothing but still have found a way to survive after being stabbed, after being kicked, after being beaten, after being hung, after being tortured, we still have found a way to survive. Was it thrive all the time? But survive, yes. So when when it swings all the way back, we learn how to survive. We learn how to make something into nothing. Nothing into something. I apologize. So I'm not worried that a lot of us won't figure a way because that's what we've been doing since since a lot of us been here.
It's funny that you mention that. And I think that's the thing that they hate the most is that they try everything they can to break us as a people and as a culture and as a race. And because one, this is the thing that gets a lot of people is that we are the one race that was uprooted from our country and planted here. We were planted here and still created this different culture that's adaptive, that doesn't that's not easily broken,
Mhm.
that never breaks, only bends. We never break. And the thing that irritates them the most is that they throw everything they can at us, even their own fault. And yet we still keep adapting and overcoming. And that's the
Mhm.
thing that pisses them off the most. And then, even in that has been proven, their shortcoming has shown and proved that it's their fault. They still try to find any and every reason to point the finger at us,
Mhm.
whether it be our race, whether it be the party that we choose to reside with.
Oh,
They try to find every and any reason to point the finger at us. And It's a shame. It's sad and it's a shame that after
Mhm.
all these years, after all these decades, after all this thing, you still try to find a way to blame us and anybody but themselves. And in the
Mhm.
end, it's gonna be them that do it, not us.
Mhm.
And they even look at us like, well, why aren't you guys out there protesting? We told y'all from Jump Street, we sitting down.
Now,
We're not
I
getting
do.
involved.
So I won't say that sitting the whole thing out is what we're supposed to do. I will say that not always running to be the saviors is
And
what
being
we're
on the
doing.
front line.
Because I can only do but so much. Now I'm
Yep.
not gonna sit here and be because now, some people boldly say, "Oh, well, we sitting this out." Nah, you can sit it out, but so much will come to your front door. So we always need to be alert and aware. And that's why I said no, it's just I'm not coming to save. I'm not running up there first. Me first, I go first. I'm the strongest. I'm the biggest. No,
Nope.
we're not doing that. But I am always going to stand for what is right.
Absolutely.
I'd rather be on the right side of history than the wrong side of history.
Mm-hmm.
So, even with that, with him talking about, a woman being so horrible, whatever woman he was describing, I think he was probably Jasmine Crockett knowing him. But I'm gonna fight for what I think is right. I am. I'm not gonna break my neck for people who won't break their neck for me, but I am always gonna have my love and my compassion for people, and of course, me being an educator for my children. You don't know how much I fear for some of my students. And that's a whole different discussion of how it feels to be an educator and witness what we're witnessing with school shootings, with the education system being ripped apart, and our children are suffering already.
Mm-hmm.
So people not understanding what the Department of Education was for is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
For them to not know how so many things are very detrimental to so many people, but all they could think of is black and brown people, black and brown people, black and brown people getting this. And we're not.
We're
We're
not.
really not. Like, like I said, discussion with a coworker, and she was talking about the difference in schools. She worked in one area where they got no supplies, they had no resources. My daughter went to a school where I didn't have to get one supply or resource. They had everything allotted, just given. So yes, a lot of people are going to suffer. A lot of people are currently suffering. A lot of people been suffering.
Mm-hmm.
All we can do is we can talk about it. We can take action, and we already know, so we don't have to make this a even longer rant. Is you gotta vote. And while you still have the freedom to, and that's the key word, while you still have the freedom to go to the polls, this is the time to do so. Because if you are a person now who still does not understand how important it is to go vote every voting cycle, not just for presidents, then you are a part of the people who will get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who are aware, just became aware, always been aware, whatever part of awareness you are at, while our voice still has some power, because if things don't go in the right way, nobody's voice is going to have any power. And the scary factor is just imagine a 15-year-old child who is a legal immigrant who's hiding in their basement or their attic, and they're worried because ICE is outside to get them. Doesn't know what exactly is going to happen to them. They would put her on an island that is surrounded by alligators, daring her to escape with little food, little water. And someone will read that story and be like, wow, How could this happen?
You want to
50
know something
yeah,
scarier than
hold
that?
on, years from now, as we read about Anne Frank when we were kids, when we had to sit reading all of her diary entries, bit by bit, of her fear for her life because of who she was. And we are literally living in an era that is trying you have people trying their best to repeat those same things. So either you can be on the right side of history or you could be on the wrong side of history and be those awful people that we're like, how could people let this happen? That's all I got to say about it.
You want to know something else that's scarier than what you just said? Is that they're literally trying to find a way for this orange idiot to run a third time. And the
That's not as
strategies that they're trying to use, that they're blatantly saying out loud, saying like they want him to literally run a third time, and also using strategies for him to run as vice president and then have the actual president to step down and him to be in the position of the president for
so
a third term. And it's scary that people are talking about this
I
because
mean,
now
so
we have to
so
look at things like this. We have to take these things very serious. We have to take things like that very serious now. We can't just chalk it up to like, oh, they're just talking because that's what got us in this position in the first place. We have to literally take anything of that nature serious, dead serious. We cannot take it as a joke. We can't take it as them just talking. We can't take it as it's just people in the room talking. We can't do that anymore. We don't have that luxury anymore. Because thinking like that is what's got us in this current position right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you still don't think that your vote matters, if you still sit here and think that your voice doesn't matter, you need to wake up. Think, ladies and gentlemen, it is not illegal yet. It is getting dangerously close to people saying that what you think is illegal. And it's sad that we have to think like that as a people. It's sad that we have to literally take this into consideration. It is sad that we gave y'all the benefit of the doubt we gave you the benefit of the doubt to think for yourself.
I don't know where you getting that from. I'm trying to understand when you keep saying, I'm sorry I had to stop you. When you keep saying we ain't give nobody the benefit of the doubt. I didn't. I
No,
knew I
I'm
was
just
I
talking about us as a whole. As a
know
whole, that like we
we
gave
do.
them, not even
But
us, but we gave
let's
them the benefit of
we
the
all
doubt that they would think as smart, logical people.
the man cheated in the first time, he cheated this time. It has been proven in several states. Let's talk about the fact that they are now looking at cases in Florida, of all states, where it shows that there was some tampering that went on, right? So, for one, a lot of this ain't even the people, it was rigged. And I mean, we can, I try not to put that tin hat on it. But I mean, we got stupid people. We got stupid people in the world. But I'm not gonna be like the benefit of the doubt be it. No, I knew I was up against a whole bunch of dumb racists. I knew I was up against a whole bunch of dumb racists who was willing to kill their own self to try to prove a point. And that's just it. Sorry, I got a little passionate.
And this is the thing that bothers me is that all it takes for them, the other people, not us, but them, to do a little research. Do a little research to realize that one, this is a rig. Two, information keeps coming out every single day and nothing is being done about it. They're just saying, oh, well, which is crazy.
Well, who's saying, oh, well? Who's
Everybody,
saying,
because nothing's being done about it.
who is saying, oh, well? So here, so this is not me trying to yell, but when I say who is saying, oh, well, that's what I said. Now, some stuff we have to really fact check. So, and I'm not saying, so even when it comes to the discussion about him running, I'm not oblivious that if he could get away with it, he would. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I got faith in anybody up there. But I truly, truly believe, and this is one thing, you can prove me wrong. It can be proved wrong if it has to be back, if it come to pass. But I believe the Civil War will take place as soon as his dumb butt thought he was going to run for president. And it'll be a whole bunch of people carrying on. And they ain't going to look like me and you. So I'll be honest with you. I understand the fear. I got it. It's in my head just like anybody else's. But it ain't going to happen. He will die. He will die. His heart will stop. You hear me? And this ain't no hocus pocus before he runs a third term. You hear me? His breath will leave his body and he will be cold in the ground before he runs a third time. So that is not even in my head. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. And you know, a lot of times when I say stuff, I know what I'm talking about. So
I know, but I'm just saying that it's the sad thing that we literally have to take this serious. Things of that nature, we have to take serious. That you may have to tool up. You may have to get out there. That the sum of all our fears, we have to take serious. It's not even something that can be taken as a joke.
I feel like this. You know how I feel about my boy. You know who I'm talking about. Oh,
Mhm.
Newsom. Cause you know everybody was rocking with Newsom like I've been rocking with Newsom. Now Newsom he a crook, just like all of them. But I can get down with his crookedness because he not backing down. That's why I say I can get down with his foolishness because he is one of the few people who does not back down to Trump. He don't. He ain't got it in his. He ain't got a fiber in his body to sit here and be like, "Oh, I'ma side with you." Nah, he will have that smoke until they take him on out of here, and so will Crockett. So as
Mhm.
long as we got them, we got those mouthpieces. I have somewhat of a faith that we can turn this thing around, and we need more of them to follow suit. Not only in the White House, well, not the White House, not only in government, but all the way around. Because these people are not playing fair with us. This is not a time to sing kumbaya, hold hands, and just hope it'll get better. No, you got to actually put some action, some power behind what you're saying. So, like I said, all of those people who out here call themselves fighting a good fight, but you not really doing what you need to do. No. For all those ones who got something to say, but didn't take your behind to nobody's voting stations to go vote, nobody's polls, you can quietly shut the fuck up. And I mean that.
With all
So,
disrespect.
all of it. You can kiss the dirty crevices of the most nastiest, filthiest animal on this earth before I have to hear any opinion that come out your mouth. And I mean that. I don't care who you are.
And in the
Look,
words of my lady off of Harlem Nights, kiss my entire ass.
the whole thing. If you think that your words are gonna hold volume after you step back and thought it was a game then. So, with all due respect, I will be saying prayers and I will be hoping that people do not have to go hungry. Not just for this holiday season, because I don't want to get people hung up on the fact that America is full of a whole bunch of gluttonous people who basically like to stuff their bellies and overstuff their bellies during the holiday times. But I am talking about those who truly 100% need whatever kind of benefits that they were receiving that they will not receive next month due to this administration trying to hide the fact that there's a whole bunch of freaking pedophiles in government. And that's all I got to say.
And I'm
I
gonna
mean
keep
it.
saying this. Let's get them files up out there. Them Epstein files. Let's get them. Keep doing whatever you have to bring them to light. Whoever. I don't care if you on a platform or in them offices. Get them Epstein files up out here. I don't care who it exposes. I don't care who's on them. Get them up out there.
That's one thing. And you know what? I'm glad you said it like that. Because that's one thing that I can't stand is the fact that they like to say, well, the Clintons, Obama,
I
Hillary.
don't give a damn.
I don't give two flying fucks. If you out here molesting, raping, and touching people, fuck you and everybody that's fucking with you. And I mean that. And excuse my language, because right now I don't feel like a lady when it comes to the nonsense. And that's another thing. I'm
Fuck
gonna tell
my
you
mama. For
how
real.
bad people bothered. So you know how we rock with the GI robots, F the Nazis too.
Right,
And
right.
hey, now we're gonna stand strong on that. But what's tripping me out now is all of a sudden they're trying to claim that it's a code for pedophiles. No, it's not.
It's not.
And everybody who falls so easy victim to believing that proves us proves how dumb you are. Or you're just a part of something that realizes you can't handle. Because it'd be so funny because you got people going to go toe to toe with you. They be like, why you want to put your trust in a robot? Why you want to put a trust in a man who's everything but what he strives to be? Why would you want to put your trust in a man who claimed he was a businessman who has went bankrupt more than I can count? Why would you want to put your trust in a man who has openly said that if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he would touch her? Who has openly said that five boys who were proven innocent after they were proven innocent deserve to still be in prison for what? For crimes that they didn't commit. But you getting mad at a freaking comic book character and want to call it freaking pedophilia. Of course you would, because you don't know what it is unless it slapped you in your face. And most of them already doing it anyway. They probably a part of the BS. So yeah, I don't have smoke. I have smoke for all of them. That's it.
Yep. I'm on some Tupac rants right now at the end of Hit 'em Up. This is where my energy is right now because that bluntness, that's what I'm with right now. That's the time I'm on right now. Because I'm literally to anybody that's trying to defend this bullshit, fuck them all in their mamas. And I mean it
Oh,
with
straight up.
all disrespect.
Yeah.
Because for people to have to suffer to this point where literally next month families are going to go without because the idiots that put him in this position of power chose to put him there. I'm with all the disrespect.
Mhm. I ain't got.
I'm with it
I ain't
all.
got. When I say I ain't got it, I ain't got no F's to give.
I ain't being nice about it. I'm not even trying to use the proper vocabulary. I'm not trying to use no kind of kind words. I ain't got none. I don't have any left. The bottle is empty. It ain't nothing but dust in there.
Mm-hmm.
For us to
That's it.
even to be in the position that we are, because stupid ass motherfuckers wanted to put this idiot in a position of power, is a damn shame.
Motherfuckers.
And then, like I said, in the words of Kendrick, fuck them all in their mamas.
I know. I'm over throwing up gang signs. I ain't even a part of. Oh, we better stop. We hoodlums. We hoodlums talking this way. Nah, but with that being said, because as you can see, at the end of the day, Terrence and I, we are very passionate people for what is right, and we ain't rocking with what is wrong. So hope you enjoyed. This has been another episode of the Artist and Thinker podcast.
And thank y'all for tuning in. And continue, ladies and gentlemen, to think it is not illegal yet, but it's getting pretty damn close. Peace.